I want to do a Windows 98 computer build and use this exciting graphics card, which is an ATI All-in-Wonder 128 Pro 16 megabytes PCI interface. Had this since when it had just been released, I think, and would like to use it again. It does video capture and TV tuner as well as being a graphics card. I got hold of a few old computers. Let's test them to see if they will be suitable for running Windows 98 and also if they work at all. Pretty standard everything on board computer. It's got a modem in it. Powers up and see what it does. I've not turned this on before. It's just been sitting there waiting for the perfect opportunity. It says on the front it's a Celeron, and it looks like a socket 370. So it'll be something from the Pentium 3 era. So let's give it a go. Presumably the capture thing will work. Seems pretty dead. I think it hasn't started up because there's a light on the CD-ROM drive and it doesn't eject, so maybe there's a power supply issue with this. I can't hear the drive spinning up either, so maybe dead power supply on that? But never mind, I've got another computer which we can try, and if that one works then we can get its power supply and put it on this one to test it out. So let's try another computer. This one is a little bit newer and I think it might be a Pentium 4. Looking at the heatsink that's in there, doesn't really tell you anything about it on the front. So let's hook this up and try it. Again, on board everything and with a modem. It's making more noise. Oh, it made a beep. Capture's still not doing anything. That's a bit disappointing. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Maybe it would be better off just pointing a camera at a monitor. Okay, we'll try a different VGA thing and see if it works. Hasn't been very successful so far, has it? That's disappointing. Maybe we just try reboot this. Okay. We could try a different capture device. One moment. I'm guessing the BIOS uses some weird resolution that's not supported by something. Anyway, we've got... going back to that. I tried some other USB capture devices and they did exactly the same as what this one's doing. Perhaps we will press F... what are we going to do? Press F8 to enable system configuration, whatever that means. It's not crashed. F8 doesn't do anything, let's just go F1 and continue and let's see if it boots. It's a bit disappointing. Oh no, look at that, booted up. What Windows is this? There you go, so this is somebody's Windows 98 computer. Oh, so we don't even need to build a Windows 98 computer, we've already got one. And it's exciting because it's got Lotus 123 on it. Wow. Whoa, and it has a Lotus Smart Suite. Okay, that's pretty weird. So perhaps we don't need to make a Windows 98 computer, we already have a Windows 98 computer. It would be fun to go and set one up anyway. Let's have a look at what the driver's like. Who knows how many viruses this has on it. A 40 gig drive, only 2 gigs used. That's pretty nice, isn't it? S3 Pro Savage. That's a bit savage. So it's got 100 megabits on board, Ethernet, and a C Media AC97. Okay, well that's pretty exciting. A computer that actually works. So let's take the power supply out of this and we'll use it in the other computer to see if we can get that one to turn on. So I'll unplug all this stuff and get the power supply out. And look at what the CPU is. really matter. And what's it tied down to? 2 optical drives, that's pretty fancy. Okay, power supply out. So we can see now the motherboard, just one RAM module. It's pretty bottom of the barrel. We'll dangle the power supply into this computer and see if we can get it to start up. The optical drive will miss out because it's up there, I can't reach it. I don't think that really matters. Okay, let's see what happens. Hard disk light is on solid. Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with this one. Could hear the hard disk drive this time making some sort of noise. Oh, the lights are on, but it's not even switched on. Some remnant charge. Yeah, this computer might be dead. Severely unhappy about something. How is it still? Why are the lights still on the front? Don't understand. It's not even connected up. I don't know. We might have to give this one a miss, and we'll use the other computer to make a Windows 98 system. We'll do that in another video. Oh, the lights are still on. Is it backfed? Oh, it's being backfed from this. I wonder if that's what's wrecking it. It means maybe we don't even need to power this adapter. What a weird thing. Maybe that was what was upsetting it. That it had 5 volts applied to it through the VGA connector. Let's connect this back up and see what happens. I think we'll just miss out the floppy drive. But the BIOS might be upset about that. Okay. Still not doing anything. This kind of sounds like a hard disk spinning, but I don't think it is. Something's dead here. I think it's just the CPU fan that I can hear. No joy. Maybe that's why they gave it away. Okay, we'll use the other one then. While we're here though, let's try turning this thing on. It's an Acer small form factor Pentium dual core. It has an external power supply, which is interesting. It has DVI output as well. So here's this brick small form factor computer. It's got DVI on it, so we're going to try just directly capturing that and see if that works. It's got quite a lot of USB ports, 4 on the back and 4 more on the front, which is quite amazing. Pretty sure there's no drive in it. Let's turn it on first, see what happens. It doesn't have any PS2s, so we'll try using this adapter, see if that works. Otherwise I'll dig out some other keyboards. And I've got a power cord for that. We plug it in, it might just start up, so let's get the picture on screen and let's try it out. Oh, look at that. Acer something. Ah, we got into the BIOS. That's exciting, and it's got a thing crawling along the top too. The Pentium dual core 2 GHz, one of them. 1 gig of RAM. We're in 2007, so that's good. Supports various things. Silent boot. Don't want a noisy boot. Perhaps we should disable that so that we can see the stuff. North Bridge. South Bridge. No, oh, it's IDE. So maybe there's no SATAs in this. We'll see. Got Firewire apparently, though it's not brought out. Let's save that. It's going into network boot. Okay, well let's have a look inside this thing and see if there's anything interesting. Presumably that slides off. Oh. What is that? It's got a carry handle. Now what? Okay, the front comes off. This whole module lifts out. I think you have to undo one screw there. So where does the drive go? Ah, there it is, look. SATA drive connects up to it. There's a slot for more RAM maybe? Some sort of M-SATA looking thing. Oh no, there's the RAM. Yeah, we could probably put more RAM in it, the RAM that we got out of those old Apple computers. Let's try adding another gigabyte of RAM to it. See what happens. Oh no, it's a different type. Okay, we can't do that then. This might fit. That's 512. Let's try it. And there you go. Okay, we could try booting this on it, which I'm pretty sure has got Windows 10 on it. But it's been set up for USB booting, but this doesn't have USB 3, so it won't be very good. Let's try it. Oops, it's probably not good for it to short out on that. Let's see if we get more RAM now. We don't get anything now. Maybe it didn't like that. Okay, we'll pull that out. It's possible that that's incompatible. Yeah, it must be. Okay. Delete F2. Okay. Yeah, probably won't be able to boot because it's 64-bit Windows. Let's try booting from the drive that's in that dead computer. That might work. Okay, I got the drive out of the computer that wouldn't turn on properly, but of course that's an IDE drive. But I have a solution. It's an IDE to SATA adapter, which I just spent about 20 minutes looking for. I knew it existed somewhere. And then we need a way of joining that onto the SATA power thing. So I've got the splitter so we can power the adapter off the drive power. And then I've got this adapter which turns the SATA thing into the Molex style thing. So that should give it some power. And then we plug the adapter into there with this cable that's too short. And then we'll boot it up and see what happens. Just to be not too twisted up. We also want the drive to not short out on the metal. I've done that before. If the metal work goes along there, then it shorts out your power supply and then bad things happen. Okay, let's plug that in. Oh, it sounds like it's booting already. Maybe it's got a dud clock. Oh, look at that Windows Me! Wow, that's exciting. Windows Me! Doing a scan disk. Wow, look at that. The mouse pointer only goes up and down, it doesn't go side to side. That's a bit disappointing. It was working fine on the other computer, wasn't it? Just this trackball thing. I don't think it's died. Doesn't really make sense because it's PS2, it only has one data signal. So it must be the trackball itself. Anyway, we can use the keyboard to control Windows. Found a PCI bus. Hopefully it's got drivers for it. Yes, look at that. I wonder if it can install the graphics. Does this take 3.5-inch drives? It might do. Yeah, it looks like it can. I thought it might be a laptop-sized drive since everything else is laptop-sized in this computer. Make this less fally offy. A standard thing. Good. Another PCI bridge. Good. Another one. It's got a lot of PCI bridges, or maybe it's just failing to install the same one over and over again. Installed USB even. And I guess that's important because we've got the mouse joint onto it and the keyboard. So Windows Me is around about the time as Windows 2000, more or less. It's just a weird home version of Windows 2000, or something like that. It wasn't very widely deployed. There's an ISA bridge. It looks like our keyboard has ceased to function. Ah, that will be because the USB drivers got reinstalled, didn't they? And there's no other way of controlling the computer. That's a shame. So we might just have to hard power it off at that point, because I don't think we can try the general USB keyboard rather than one that's got a mouse built into it. See if that does anything. Probably won't though, because the USB controller's being reinstalled. And the light on it doesn't even flash. Okay, we're gonna have to hard power this off. Try the power button, but it probably hasn't installed all the power drivers. Okay, rebooting. I'm just gonna have to do a scan disk. Because it was an improper shutdown. And the mouse still doesn't work. Looks like the keyboard still doesn't work. Those are USB headers. Wondering where the firewire is, since there seems to be firewire. Yeah, so we can't proceed with any of the stuff on this computer because we can't get a keyboard to work. Maybe it's better if you only have one. And the problem, I guess the problem is you can't plug in a new keyboard and have it be detected because it's already busy doing the detection of this, so you can't bring in another device. Because yeah, these older operating systems are not so multitasking with the hardware detection. Does the keyboard go now? I guess it does. Yes. So I wonder if there's some sort of legacy keyboard thing that you can do. Hardware health, advanced chips. We already looked at all this stuff. So it doesn't look like there's a... when you plug it in, when you unplug it. Save, yes. Yeah, it's not... the keyboard's not working. So I think we've wrecked this installation. We can't proceed unless we put it into a computer that's got PS2, and then, well, obviously we can't because that will have different hardware, so it's not going to actually get past this bit of installing hardware. And I don't think there's any way around that, unless there just happens to be some ISA headers on this somewhere. Well, PS2 headers, I mean, which is extremely unlikely, because why would they do that? So unfortunately we can't proceed there. Anyway, I guess that brings us to the end of the computer experiments. We've found a system that we can use as a Windows 98 computer. In a future video I'll set that up to be a Windows 98 computer. Maybe we don't need to do much because it already is, but at least what I wanted to do was put in this ATI graphics card and get that set up and have a play with the video capture software, and that should be interesting. Anyway, till next time.